Hello everyone, welcome. It's Connie Ray. Today I'm bringing you a tutorial that I am just so excited to share, which is this particular little box here. It's a little gift box, and I couldn't wait to actually upload it. It was just so good the way that it turned out, and I'm in love with it completely. It's just a little gift box, nothing special. Boxes are boxes, you know, everybody can make them as long as they know how, I suppose. But it's really the color and the actual designer series paper. What I've done is I have used the Irresistibly Floral Specialty Designer Series paper. I had to read that to get that right. And I have colored it myself, and I have made this little box using it. I have colored it using Island Indigo, and it just turned out so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous set of papers. I'm just in love with these papers. They're just beautiful. And you can see how the white on the paper still stays quite white and shiny, which is what it looks like when you first get it. But I've applied the ink to it, and it still stays shiny, and it just looks absolutely adorable. It's such a cute little box. So I'm going to show you how I've made this. Really straightforward. It's not difficult. I have got a lot of blue everywhere. Island Indigo, to be honest, and that looks like I've just killed about 10,000 Smurfs. So I haven't, but this is the tutorials for this little box. So I'll get going. What I've done is I'll show you how. I think the best way to show you is how I've actually put the color onto the paper. Now, if you go in and you look at the papers, you'll see that they're all this white color when you get them. And they come in a pack of 24, and they've got these gorgeous designs, and they're 12 by 12s, and they've got these gorgeous designs on them, but you can't see them, but you can bring them obviously to life, which is even, and you can do them in any color you want, so that just makes it so much more attractive. And I just absolutely adore them. They're just fantastic, and they're very easy to color. And what I've done is I'll show you how I've actually colored it. There's probably a few ways that you can color it, but I've used my sponge applicator, and I have just basically rubbed the color into it. Mind you, you get a bit of a sore arm after a while. This is my second box for the evening, so my arm is getting a bit tired, but never to say. Actually, I think my stamp ink is I'm going to have to order some more Indigo re-inker. Indigo ink Indio, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have to order some more. So basically all I've done, and you can do this with a sponge, you can do it with a sponge dabber, you can do it with a roller sponge. There's probably a few ways that you can do it, but the thing is, you can do it in any color, whatever your favorite is, and they are just beautiful. So I'll just finish off this piece here because I reserved it. I didn't want to take up too much time, and I reserved just this bottom bit here to show you what it looks like once I've completely finished it, and then I'll give you the dimensions. I will get this information onto my blog, but it probably won't be until tomorrow. So, but either way, it's pretty straightforward. The box itself, there's nothing special about the box. It's really about the papers and getting the color onto the paper and then creating the box, or the gift box per se. So you can see there, you can see the white, and that's basically how it comes. You can just alter these colors to suit yourself. So, and we've got lots of patterns. Excuse me. They've got circles, and they've got lines, and they've got lots of different ones. So basically what I've done is I've just smudged it in. So if you've never smudged before, or you've never put ink in before, don't just go dabbing it down like that, because that's just going to make it blotchy and awful, and you're going to get cranky and upset because you've wasted all your money in your paper. So what you've got to do is you've got to damp it off a bit. Depends how inky your sponge is, sorry, your ink pad is, but you just got to damp it off a bit, and then go in a circular motion like this, and then slowly bring the color into your project. And I'll show you how that's done. And this one is looking a little bit lighter than the last one that I did, which was this one, because the color on this is quite potent. So I'm pretty sure that I'm sort of running out of ink, but that's okay. It was probably due to be re-inked. And of course I've done a tag as well to go with it. So I said to my son, I said, do you think you can get a box of a bar of Cadbury chocolate in there? And he goes, no, I don't think so. So I wasn't sure because it wouldn't last that long or it wouldn't fit. we'll just leave it at that, huh? So basically, you're just going to be rubbing and smearing the colour in. And like I said, it takes a bit of doing. It's okay. It's like so therapeutic in the sense where you're really achieving something amazing and it just comes to life under your hands. And I just love it. I can't wait to try other projects with it. I'm just so excited about this paper. This is kind of like, I have to say, this is probably my favourite designer series paper so far. I mean, I've got other ones, but I don't use designer series paper a lot. I'm more of a stamper. But I really love this one because of what you can do and how you can work it and change it to suit yourself. And I just love that idea and that concept, and it's just so pretty. So a bit of practice and a bit of yeah, I'm pretty sure my inking is getting a bit low. But as you can see, I'm working the colour into the paper. And the darker you want it, obviously, the more you apply. So, you know, if you're going to go round and round the same spot, just keep reapplying it till you get it the colour you want. And then you can always go over it later as well. So I've had a bit of practice with this. So if you haven't had any practice, I would probably suggest just practicing before you get your good paper out. Having a bit of a practice at doing this, especially if you're using a sponge and you haven't used one before, or if you haven't actually done this before. It's not hard. You just need a bit of practice, a couple of sessions. Well, not even that, you know. It's really not hard. But the effects are just adorable, absolutely adorable. I love them. So I'm just going to try and get this done as soon as possible. But I did want to show you how you can turn it into a gorgeous piece of designer series paper, and by adding the colour of your choosing. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I think I'm definitely running out of indigo, so I'm going to have to replace it. And I will, of course, because this is a gorgeous colour too. So as you can see, I'm still rubbing it in. And I do like it to be dark. You can go as dark as you like, really, or as light as you like. But if you want to go really light, I would use Pool Party. I've thought of that before, like baby blue kind of colour or a baby pink. You know, I would use Petite Pirouette, or I would use the Soft Sky or something like that. But, you know, the world is your oyster when it comes to colour and doing this on the paper, because you can choose any colour and it's just going to be fantastic. It's just going to look absolutely gorgeous no matter how you do it. So it's really worth giving it a try. So if you weren't sure about buying these papers, I recommend them. Really do. Give it a go. It's so much fun and it's so therapeutic and it's so satisfying because you feel like, wow, look what I did. I'm an artist. And of course, if you're going to purchase any of these papers, you would get it through me, wouldn't you? Wink, wink. If you haven't got a demonstrator, you can get it through my website, which is just up there in the right-hand corner. And you can just go directly onto that link and get the papers, purchase them, and then just check out. If you wanted to, that is, if you haven't already got a demonstrator, or you don't you don't need to have a demonstrator. You can just go in and purchase them and check out. Stay anonymous if you like. It's more than happy to do that. Okay, so it's kind of taking shape, isn't it? So it's like there's a couple of bits that there's a couple of bits there that I'd like a little bit more in. So I'm sort of going to go and just go over in this little bit here. And you'll see the colours surface as I do it. Of course, if you want to have the ombre look as well, because that's, you know, I think that's coming into vogue at the moment. And the ombre look is, you know, when you go dark and then you go lighter and lighter and lighter. You could do that, but personally, I just don't see why you would bother on such gorgeous paper. You would ink it. So I hope you're enjoying this tutorial, because I am absolutely delighted to be showing it to you, because I just was so excited when I actually did the first one. I mean, I made a card the other day, and it is on the previous tutorial that I've uploaded, and that's using the pink. And that colour again, that was one of the patterns, the zigzag patterns. Oh, here's some here, look. It was made in this one, and I have done it in another colour, and that's one of the patterns that's available too, which is, you know, it's actually it's kind of plain in comparison to this one, but still, it depends what you're using it for, really. Depends who you're giving it to. If you're giving it to a male, that one would be good, but this one is just delightful, especially in this colour. So I'm just going over it now, making sure I'm covering all the pieces that I want, and making sure that I've got it completely covered, because I'm going to make a box with it, and I don't want, I'm pretty sure that colour, yeah, you can see that colour is a little bit darker than this one, so that just means that I've put more ink on this box than I have on this one, or I'm pretty sure that I'm running out, and that's because I've been using it. Mind you, it's not a brand new one. I've had this one for a while, so I'm not surprised it's reached its capacity to cope, especially after a couple of sheets of this. So, okay, now the other thing I want to do is I want to make the edges a little bit darker. You can do this if you've really got a lot of experience with a darker colour, like the dapper denim, or even black on the corners if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that today. But just to get them darker on the corners, you can just double dab and just go round on the corners, on the edges, and just apply it just a little bit more, just on the edges, if you really wanted to, because it just gives it that blended in look. So I do apologise for this tutorial. It's going to be a little bit longer than the normal ones, because, you know, I like to try and do it as quickly as possible, but this is worth it, I think. And the box isn't anything amazing in terms of size and how to put it together. It's quite a simple box. You could do cards like this too. There's no reason why you can't do cards. But I just thought it was just so glorious. I wanted to use as much of it as possible to show it off, because it was just too pretty not to put into a box, if that makes sense. It's just a stunner. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it's getting a bit there. So basically, I'm pretty sure, look, I could go on with this for a little bit longer. Wouldn't hurt at all. And you can make it, as I said, you can make it darker if you wish, or lighter. It's entirely optional. Depends on the event, I suppose. Depends whether it's daytime or nighttime. You know, those kind of things always play a big part on our crafting. Alright, so I think that'll have to do for now. So you saw how easy that was and how pretty it is. What can I say? It speaks for itself. I could go on with this, just keep working it, to be honest, because it's very addictive to keep working it. But I will stop. Okay, so that's how you colour it. And I have done this with Indigo, Island Indigo. Okay, so you know that I've done it with Island Indigo. So that's the piece. Now I've already cut this to the size for the box that I wanted. You will need, this comes in a 12 by 12 piece, which is really good because you need it to be a little bit bigger than your A4 in Australia size. So you need a piece by 8.5 and 11. You want to, I'll get the scoring board. Sorry. Making it was nowhere near as fun as it was colouring it. I can assure you I had far more fun colouring it. Okay, so we've got a piece by 11 across and 8 in portrait mode, and we're going to score it at 1 inch all the way around on each side. Like I said, it's not a hard box. Okay, and then we're going to line it up, and we are going to score it at 5 inches on that side, and we're just going to flip it over, turn it around, and then we're going to do it at 5 inches again on this side, quite gently if we can, because what we want to do is put a little this box together, and we just want a little, that 5-inch mark on either side creates the actual box. So that's how we do the box. Because we're going to burnish our lines, as they like to say in YouTube land. Now you've got to be careful. Actually, I should probably just use a bit of alcohol rub just to make sure I don't put blue Smurfy looks all over my design. Also, I have used, while my hands are drying from the alcohol, I have used, where's my Stampy go? Okay, I've used Happy Birthday, the big Happy Birthday. No, oh, there it is. Okay, so I used this Happy Birthday as my sentiment. Now, you can see here, I've actually made that mistake of not blending when I went in. I just went boof, and that's what happened. You get that subtle, well, not really subtle, that bang of colour. Whereas on this one, I blended a little bit better. So you can see how that does. If you're not careful, you can end up with that blobby look, and you don't really want that. It's not very attractive on your gift, and you've gone to so much trouble. I've also done the back of that using the same technique, so that when you flip it over, it just looks like exactly the same. It's just a gift tag, and it says Happy Birthday, and I've squeezed this in. Now when you punch this one, I punched this one out, and I used the 2.5-inch circle punch, and what it will fit. I was going to show you what happens. It just cuts off. Okay, what happens is, if you look at the Happy, let me try this one. If you look at the Happy, just in the corner there, and on the picture there, what happens is the 2.5-inch punch just takes out that little curl, and that's fine. No one's going to really care. They're going to get this gorgeous box and this beautiful colour, and they're going to go, oh, that's nice. They're not going to care what it really says. So it's just a little bit of a chop off the end. So that's using the 2.5-inch punch. So that's the tag, and of course I've done the back, as I said, with the colour. So that's pretty straightforward as well. And I've used the thick white baker's twine. It is getting a bit smurfy on the inside, but that's okay. It was bound to happen. But if you're really, really worried about it, you might need to wear gloves or something. I'm not sure, actually. Okay, let me just make sure I've got that right. Yes, that's right. Okay, so then basically you're just going to cut your tabs, as you always do for boxes. Let me see if I can get in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. It's pretty hard to see. Oh, I can probably do it on this side. But anyway, you're basically cutting your tabs up. And you're just taking that little corner out so it sits nicely on each end. Actually, I might turn it back over to the white, make it easier for you to see, because patterns are very hard to see. So basically, that's what we've done. Then you turn it around and you do it the same at the other end. Take out that little bit. Now this, it's a sturdy piece of card. I don't know if you call it cardstock or card paper. I'm not quite sure. Well, it's designer series paper, so it is paper. So it's considered to be paper. So I wouldn't go putting anything too heavy into it. But it will look lovely with just some tissue paper or something in it. And a gift in there, a light gift. I wouldn't go throwing in anything too heavy. And on the sides, I'm sort of gone out of angle there. I'll just come back out. I don't have an overhead camera, as you can see. Whoop, sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just cutting into the sides now, into the little squares. And just taking that little piece out so that they actually go nicely together when we glue them. I would probably, I'm just thinking if I would use Tombow or I would use my fast fuse. I suppose it's really just a matter of preference. Tombow is quite good. I might just use Tombow on this one because my other one I did use fast fuse. Oops, sorry. So you're just sticking the tabs down. So that your box stays together. Just work that around a bit. Yeah, as I said, don't put anything too heavy in it, because it is considered to be paper. But it's still a good little gift box. Also a cute little gift box. Okay. And then now we're going to put these little bits onto here. So I'll just pop them down. Bring your box side in together. Let me just zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. Yep, there we go. So we're just gluing that little piece. And then the last piece is here. I'll just bring a little bit of Tombow. And that goes up to there. My fingers are so blue. It's so funny. Oh, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Okie dokie. Screw me. Okay. Oh, that one didn't take too well. Why not? I don't think I held it down long enough. So I'm really excited about experimenting a little bit more with these papers because I just can't wait to try some of the colours. And of course, you know, we've got such beautiful colours in ink these days that, yeah, the sky's the limit. And with this particular paper, it just pops out. Okay, so there's a little box, all neat and tidy. Isn't that cute? So basically that's all it is. It's really, as I said, it's quite simple. And I will put all the instructions on my blog, and I'll probably do that by tomorrow, but they will be on the blog. So how to make the little box. Okay, and then, as I said, I've already gone ahead and made the tag. I've stamped the happy birthday on. I've said to do it through the 2.5 inch punch. And now I'm just going to get some thick baker's twine and wrap it around. I think I wrapped it around, yeah, 3 times. I really liked, I'm not, sometimes ribbon just doesn't work with me. I don't know why. I just prefer to have, sometimes just this is just nice. So just spread that along like that, and we'll just pop our little tag on, and it can go either way, whichever way you want. 25 minutes. Well, that's not too bad. I haven't kept you too long. As I said, I did do a bit of the prep work before, but I really did want to show how to colour the paper in the best way possible, so that you're happy to give it a go. And if if don't take out a big sheet and try and do it all at once, just cut off a little corner and give it a whirl before you attempt to colour it, if you've never done it before. But of course, if you've done it before, you know what you're doing, so go for it. But if you've never done it before, just a bit of practice before you dive in, just in case. All right, so I've got that there like that. And of course, life just is not right without a diamante. I was actually going to call them dimensionals, but it's, getting late. Okay, so we've got 3 there. I think I put 3 there. Yeah. Oh, there we go. 3 there. And that was it. So that's basically it. So, like I said, the box is not hard. The colouring is not hard. But the effects for the boxes... Oh, look at the colour difference in that one. The effect of the boxes is just adorable. Like the colour and the pattern. They're just beautiful. And you can see how one's darker than the other. So you can actually do them whichever depth you would like. And of course, play around with the colours and have fun, because this is really, really a lot of fun. So stay tuned, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have another one with another colour. Something, I don't know if I'll do another card or a box. We'll see. I'm not sure. But thank you very much for stopping by and having a look. And I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial, because I really enjoyed showing you how to do that. And I hope you have fun doing this. And yeah, give it a go. It was really a lot of fun doing it, and the results are so satisfying. So thanks for stopping by. Take care until my next tutorial. Thanks for stopping by. Ciao.